Hello, everybody. This is Storm, and welcome back. It's been a while since I put out an actual battle video. I say a while. It's been 2 weeks. I had a bye for the first round of the SADL playoffs, so I'm back with the second round, the semifinal match. I have elected to play the Anchorage Beartics, coached by St. Wumples. And before I get into the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I did that. And the big reason is actually just because I haven't played Wumples. I haven't played the Beartics at all this season. They weren't a regular season match for me. And I personally felt like for me, I wanted the experience of battling somebody new. And I would really like it if I could battle somebody new every week instead of having to repeat opponents in the playoffs. Some people weren't fortunate enough for that, unfortunately. I think we had, for sure, one of the matches was a repeat. I don't remember if the other two teams played each other though. But either way, so I selected him to be my opponent this week because I wanted that new experience. I really wanted the experience of playing somebody new, and that just seemed like that was just the way to go. Outside of that, his team didn't play like a huge reason why. I feel like I do have answers to his team. I actually have some Pokemon I drafted specifically in case I played him. I didn't play him in the regular season, so it didn't matter. But here in the playoffs, they'll come up clutch. So, anyways, let me get right into my team, break it down, explain what I'm bringing this week, and then, of course, the match I will be resurfacing, I guess you could say. So, the first Pokemon on my team, as you can see, is our Primarina, our MVP for the season, my personal MVP. League MVP has not yet been decided. We're still collecting votes for that. That'll be coming out shortly as well. But my personal MVP, Primarina, we're packing a physically defensive assault vest set here. And the reason for this is this thing does great into things like Urshifu. Rapid Strikes, eats hit from it, can eat hits from Hoopa Unbound very easily on both sides of the spectrum. Great for like dealing with Pelipper. It can eat a modest choice specs Iron Bundle freeze dries, like does like 60%. So not even like a lot. So it eats up hits like that constantly. It's just going to be an eat hitter, hit taker. Um, Sorry, I'm messing up my words, but it's going to be a great thing. As well, like helping like Tornado. I'm just thinking of some other Pokemon on my opponent's team that I kind of want to be able to eat hits from. So, anyways, we're packing the Surf. That's obviously our main big hit stab. Draining Kiss to keep ourselves healthy, especially hitting things like Koopa Unbound. Energy Ball, this with 80 special attack investment, one shots Iron Bundle. From full HP, one shots Iron Bundle. So basically, if we're put into a position where either it's locked into another move or we have to eat a freeze dry, we can kill it very easily and flip turn so we can have some momentum. Our next member on our team will be Dragapult. Obviously, been a very important a component of our team, and we're running an expert belt set here with 4 attacks. Basically, I wanted the coverage into my opponent. He has a lot of water types, so that Thunderbolt expert belt damage is a lot. I think it does more than Stab Draco. We're not running any dragon moves just because I don't feel the need for it. He has 2 fairy types. He has some Terra Steels. And just some base steals. So I just really want the extra coverage. Shadow Ball spams very well into his team. Flamethrower hits like some of his Terra Steels and Fortress very hard. And then U-turn to pivot around and also hit Hoopa Unbound very hard. Because I feel like Hoopa Unbound is going to be one of his big switch-ins to this Dragapult. Outside of that, our next Pokemon, we have our Clodsire returning with a physically defensive set. And this is mainly to check the Urshifu Rapid Strike. I feel like it's a very strong Pokemon, and it can blow through like its checks super easily because of it being able to crit. Like it has a high attack stat, and it can crit with Surging Strikes. So I feel like having this water absorbed Clodsire just really helps me deal with that. This is also a great way to deal with Petron. Obviously switches into Malignant Chain very well. Can't be poisoned, therefore can't be confused. So that's going to be a super important switch in for that. Also, Toxic. Just get it out there. Poison some things. You know how that is. That's always a great thing to have around. Set spikes as well. Also can eat a Hydro Pump from Iron Bundle, and if it's like locked into it, force it to go for an ice move. So that is the purpose of that Clodsire. Next up, we have Weavile, and we are running a Choice Scarf because we are 1 point faster than Iron Boulder. Iron Boulder has a huge potential to sweep up. I mean, I think it's been underutilized a little bit this season, and in general gets underutilized in draft because Iron Boulder is crazy. I mean, it's so fast, has a high attack set, has spammable stab with the Mighty Cleave. So we want to be faster than that always. So if it is booster speed, we want to be faster than it. I feel like Choice Scarf Weavile just was great for that. If it's not scarfed, or I mean, if it's not a booster, just holding an item, we can knock it off. But however, though, foul play always kills Iron Boulder. Um, does like I think minimum like 110% against an Iron Boulder. It's kind of crazy how much foul play does into an Iron Boulder. And obviously, if it boosts itself, yeah, it's an easy kill for us. Triple Axe is our main ice stab, and then we're running Baton Pass. This is I Weavile doesn't have like Weavile's move pool is kind of decent, but I'm really running the Baton Pass just in case I need to force something out, especially with something like Ice Shard. He can easily fear the Ice Shard that I don't have, and I can just Baton Pass for free. So like getting momentum like that with Weavile could be very huge in this match. I just didn't really find another move to put on this besides maybe like Poison Jab. But Triple Axle does more. I think does the same. No, does more than Poison Jab into like things like Ogre Pond. So obviously, Poison Jab's a little more accurate, a little more reliable, but we're going to run the triple axle there, and just keep that Baton Pass there for the sake of just getting momentum. Returning off the bench, we have Yuxi, our High Priestess, returning. We haven't used her since week 2, I believe. And I just really wanted a good overall bulky Pokemon. Having 2 Pokemon that are my defensive Pokemon dedicated to like 1 or 2 Pokemon limits me a little bit. And Yuxi does great because my opponent doesn't have a lot of things that hit it super effectively outside of the Hoop Unbound and the Petrunt. He doesn't have like a bunch of Dark types. He doesn't have a bunch of Ghost types. So I feel like having this Yuxi is really good because it's going to be hard for him to hit it super effectively. And not to mention, we are naturally faster than them if they don't have a lot of speed investment. Obviously, if they do have speed investment, we're not fast enough for them. I thought about making this thing speedy, but I wanted to maximize bulk as much as possible. This specific spread lets us eat I believe it's you can eat a Specs Modest Ice Beam from Iron Bundle. I'm trying to remember the what the calc was off the top of my head. So this is really just to eat that. Obviously Hydro Pump blows us away, but we have better checks for Hydro Pump. And Freeze Dry doesn't do a lot to us either. So this is kind of a good special switch into Iron Bundle, kind of our more dedicated switch. And that's just specifically if it's modest specs. It could be any other set. If it's any other set, honestly, we're in a much better spot against that. Anyways, U-turn to pivot a little bit. This is our rocker as well, so we get up our stealth rocks. Thunder Wave to slow things down. Boulder, Bundle. He has some very fast Pokemon, even things like Ogerbond, Hearthflame, which are a little faster than a lot of our Pokemon. And then Encore to stop setup or to lock things into status moves. Take advantage of a Fortress, trying to set up something, and just, Encore it. Encore Swords Dance from Boulder. Encore. I know he's brought like Substitute Iron Bundle before, so like Encore that. Just any setup they want to go for, just Encore them into it, and then get a good switch. Get the U-turn momentum switch, which is phenomenal for our team. Momentum, I think, is going to play a big part in this team. It's a big reason why I bought that Baton Pass on Weavile. In fact, I believe every Pokemon on our team except for Clodsire has some form of momentum move. So yeah, we're going to want that momentum as much as possible. Next up, we have Wheel of Fortune, our Iron Treads coming back. And big job, role this week would be Rapid Spin. We need a Rapid Spinner. We need to get rid of hazards. Wumples loves hazards. He's brought Toxic Spikes, Spikes, Rocks. He's bought just about everything. So obviously we want a spinner. We get Absorb Toxic Spikes with Clodsire, but Rocks and Spikes, we need to spin them off. So we're running Iron Treads for that. And we're also running double Assault Vest. So this and Primarina are Assault Vests. And mainly it's just because my opponent has a lot of threatening special attackers on his team. Diancie, the Hoopa. Hoopa can be special. And obviously, I don't want Primarina to be chipped down a whole lot from like psychic moves. I don't want Yuxi to be taking dark moves. So I feel like Iron Treasure is a great check for that, being able to force it out as well because it doesn't have great physical defense. But we're running a knockoff plus Earthquake here. This is a knockoff just for the utility. Get rid of items. Also hits Petron pretty hard, and maybe if it's like running, say, a balloon or something, we could eat the knockoff and get rid of the balloon. Earthquake, obviously our main form of damage. Volt Switch just hits Pelipper pretty hard, as well, just giving us our initiative, and of course Rapid Spin in that last spot so we can clear hazards. So that'll be the team I am bringing this week. I'm kind of nervous. But I'm also excited. If I lose, I don't want to say I don't care, because obviously I want to win, I want to succeed, but also like it's just great. It's just great. I'm happy that we're in the playoffs. It's been exciting so far. If you haven't watched my last week playoff video, please go watch that. It was great, and I really hope the finals, regardless if I'm in it or not, is just an amazing experience for all those involved. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, I will be in the battle when I see you guys next. All right, we're back into this match, and first glance at my team, my opponent's team. No Urshifu Rapid Strike, so kind of a lot of prep that went out of the way for that. But obviously, I think my Pokemon are still equipped for it. I'm not gonna lie, the Snorlax though could be a problem. I have not prepped extremely well for Snorlax, but I can Encore it obviously, which I think is going to be my biggest um, answer to it. So we'll see how this match goes. Like I said, a little bit different than I was expecting. Not Hoopa's there. I kind of expected Fortress. No Petch. Diancie I thought could come, and Lurantis I thought could come as well. As far as what his lead will be, I imagine we'll see the Diancie. So I kind of just want to lead. I think I'll lead. I'll lead High Priestess. I imagine he'll lead Diancie. We see Snorlax come out. This is completely fine. Get up my Stealth Rocks here. He does try to Earthquake me, which is interesting. Just Encore that Earthquake. And I'm going to throw off a Thunder Wave to try to get something to switch in. And, okay, that's perfectly fine. Obviously not the ideal. I wouldn't want to Thunder Wave that. Doesn't have a lot of use. Go Weavile here. Yeah, we see that it is leftovers. Very interesting. No Boulder kind of makes me like just kind of want to get rid of this quickly as possible. Get rid of its leftovers. See the Heat Crash comes out. It gets the kill. Very unfortunate there. Like I said, I don't have the greatest answers to this thing, unfortunately, which really sucks. um, Puts me in a tough spot, because losing something that can potentially check bundle later. Um, mm, mm. Don't have any strong fighting moves. I think we just go High Priestess again here. We'll Thunder Wave it, just so we can limit it a little bit. We see the Heat Crash coming out. It does next to nothing, which is perfectly fine. U-turn here, and I'm going to go Prim. See what else it goes for. We see a Gunk Shot come straight out. Wow, that is extremely scary. That is extremely scary. Okay. So if he gets the Poison on High Priestess, that obviously sucks. So anyways, I kind of want to Encore here. Yep. The Gunk Shots again. No Poison. And I can just U-turn into Wheel of Fortune. Yep, immune that. That's great. I feel like it's just a free Earthquake here. Sucks to lose Weavile. I feel like Weavile, a lot of its value has been gone this game, largely because of him not having all the things that would normally be able to check it. So he lacks a lot of those answers to it. We're just going to Volt Switch here, though, on the Lurantis. I don't want to eat a superpower. Go Claude. Leaf Storms here. The real question is, what set is this? If it's Terra Steel, obviously that's not good, and this Toxic is a bit of a misplay. But we see Terra Fire. Interesting. Mm. Man, I'm in a bad spot. I mean, his team is very slow, which I think is kind of the benefit to this. I really need him to miss a Leaf Storm here. He Giga Drains instead. Okay. Anyways, just go Wheel of Fortune. Get this Earthquake off, do a bunch of damage. Okay, Sacks and Snorlax, that's good. Very tricky team. Wumples, I will say, is extremely creative. That's kind of like his big trademark. Is always being super creative. So, anyways, now we're even up the score a little bit. We do see this come out. Just going to U-turn here. He already Terra'd, which makes me want to go Empress. Oh, we see a Meteor Beam. Oh, that's going to do a lot. I wonder if I'm faster. Please be faster. Please be faster. Please be faster. Something tells me this thing is Trick Room, though. If it's Trick Room, I could lose right here. Okay. So he switches. That's fine. No Meteor Beam. Hmm. I kind of want to sack Empress just because it gives me such a good Wheel of Fortune angle in this match. Hmm. We'll go ahead and do that. Oh, we're faster. We see the light screen come up. Okay, that's interesting. We're faster. That's interesting. Okay, I should have flipped turn there. I wonder if we live. Yeah, we do. Nice. Interesting tech there. Just go High Priestess here. It dies to Toxic on this turn. So interesting tech. The very slow light screen. I imagine this is supposed to be Trick Room. I imagine Trick Room was the play there. The very slow light screen allowing me to get the Draining Kiss off. And Primarina, the AV living there. Huge, 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 huge. Okay, so we see that this is Booster Speed Bundle. I missed my Thunder Wave. That's unfortunate, but I need to slow this thing down. Pump shouldn't kill, right? Yep. Okay, that's good. Right where we want it. I wonder if I'm... No, wait, this thing should be faster than me, huh? Yeah, it's faster than me, but I can go Wheel of Fortune, and unfortunately, I think I clean up super easily with the rest of my team. Just Volt Switch here. And I'm going to sack High Priestess because it has the least offensive pressure into my team. And what I'm going to do... Actually, wait. Yeah, I'm going to go Pult. I should have went Pult before, actually. Not that it really matters, but obviously I have Infiltrator. I can go through the screens. You see the Diancie come out. Hmm. So Hoopa dies to re-entry with rocks. So I just get as much damage off here as possible. We do see the Trick Room come out. This is a bit scary, but Draining Kiss heals up a lot from that Draining Kiss, unfortunately. But this doesn't have a lot that it can do to me. I'm going to switch to Empress here as he Draining Kisses, and we burn a lot of turns with that. That's huge for me. So, yeah, that's very good. I think I could just go Wheel of Fortune. I should be able to just Earthquake twice and win. Scorching Sands, no burn. Okay, good. And that's GG. Whew, very hairy there. The creativity came out from Wumples. the double assault vest came in clutch. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, do I need do I need the double assault vest? I'm like, is that overkill? And it turns out it wasn't. Um, yeah, that Snorlax messed me up because I didn't have good answers for it. I honestly didn't think it was gonna come. I didn't think that Snorlax was going to come, but I guess I don't have like a lot of really strong physical fighting types. Um, so I guess it didn't matter that much. But yeah, Dragapult. I mean, really, all my guys showed out. Weavile, unfortunately, didn't get to do a lot. I feel so bad for Weavile. It's a tier 2, so it's like a really pricey pick. I got it with one of my wild card picks, so it's not like I spent a bunch on it. But I obviously invested something into getting that Weavile, and it just hasn't worked out, unfortunately. And part of that's because of me. It's had a few matches where it had a lot of potential, but I just shortchanged it. Like this match, I kind of threw it away, but I didn't have a great answer to the Snorlax, and I wanted to get rid of, just hit it as hard as possible. Probably should have, no, Knockout probably did more. I say maybe could have foul played it, but knocking off, getting rid of its leftovers, that was a good play. The Loranta set obviously was really crazy. Shout out to that. But yeah, his team at the end of the day, his team was really slow. He was banking on this. He had the screens, which is why I brought Infiltrator. Um, and he also just had the slow trick room style, and I was just able to kind of blow through it, thankfully. But yeah, Yuxi was great. Encore helped me set up a lot. Um, yeah, I mean, Dragapult went crazy, picked up a few kills. Um, Primarina living when it shouldn't have and staying alive for as long as it did. Uh, Iron Treads, just he stayed alive forever. Thankfully, didn't get burned there. Oh my god, he had Scorching Sand, which is crazy. I was expecting it to be Earth Power. No burn there, obviously. I think maybe with the burn, I probably still killed or would have killed on the next turn, so it wouldn't be that big of a thing. But the last thing I needed was for somehow to live on the burn and whatever. But obviously, it didn't do a lot of damage to me. As you can see, it only did 29%. So we are in the finals. We are in the finals. I keep kind of glossing over that. I'm sure this is a regular season win. No, this is a playoff win. We are in the finals. We are in the SADL finals. Hopefully, I would say this. Obviously, like I don't want to pick sides. Fire Vortex is obviously my friend. He's also one of the only people I haven't played this year. So I want to play him really bad. He also finished at the second seed. So I want to play him. But obviously, I'd be thrilled to play Board Addict. He had a pretty good season. He's a player that I really respected. So rematching him would not be a disappointment either. I'm really glad, really excited, or should I say, yeah, excited to see what he would bring in a rematch. Obviously, our last game was very close. So, anyways, with that being said, I will see you all guys. At the end of this video, I'm going to try to do a live reaction to the other match, kind of do an all-in-one. Um, and hopefully I can get that done so that way every match is just kind of all together. So, yeah, until then, I'll see you guys with that other video in a little bit. All right. So unfortunately, I was not able to catch the other match of the playoffs live. I really wanted to catch it live, do that live reaction because I feel like it's so genuine and it's so nice. But I couldn't get to it due to some scheduling issues. I did watch the match live, but just wasn't able to record it. So unfortunately, this reaction as well is not going to be a super like live reaction, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's going to be me basically going over a game I already watched, but I did want to show it so everybody can see the other match that happened this week besides my match. So we get right into it. Pretty sure, as y'all know, I think I mentioned it earlier, but this is the Minnesota Glow Kings versus the Dewey Duwats, Board Addict versus Fiery Vortex. It's gonna be a good match. I'm looking forward to these two teams played earlier in the regular season, and it went within a reverse sweep from Baxcalibur. I think it was down 6-2. The Duats were down 6-2, and Baxcalibur came back and 6-0'd. or got 6 kills, should I say, and ended the match right there. So that was a very good match, one of the best matches of the season. So this is going to be a very interesting rematch. So we see the Alolan Sandslash lead into the Tyranitar. It's very interesting. We saw the Alolan Sandslash come out at the beginning. In the last match to counter the Snow team that Vortex has been bringing, and so we see Boardatic brought it this week, but of course there is no snow. So very interesting bring. But the Tyranitar switches out. Stealth Rocks go up. Corv comes out to, of course, eat a potential Iron Head and defogs the rocks away immediately. Obviously, Chiyu comes out putting a lot of pressure on Vortex, and we see a switch to the Tyranitar. Overheat comes out. Does a decent chunk to the T-Tar. This is a Specs Chiyu, I believe. T-Tar gets its own rocks up. See a switch to Galv. He's a Scald. No burn, fortunately. Sandstorm getting some chip down. We see a Protect. Volt Switch. And this right here, so this play coming up, this is a big. It seems like it's a kind of a small play, but in my opinion, these kind of small plays make a lot of difference, especially when you have two players who are exceptionally good. Because right here, this Thunder Wave, for the most part, I want to say is useless. And the reason why I say that is so essentially, Board Addict has two immunities: Hatterene being able to bounce it back, and Raikou, who's immune to being paralyzed. Most of these Pokemon are slower than Excadrill and Sand. Obviously, being able to paralyze them outside of Sand is really nice. But like Alomoa, Sandslash, both are slower than Excadrill naturally. Mienshao and Chiyu are the only ones that you need to be faster than outside of Sand. So I feel like this Thunder Wave, for the most part, is just a throwaway. And it loses a lot of momentum because he already Volt Switched. So there's nothing, I don't think it's revealed yet. This Raikou, I know, later reveals itself to have pressure, which is a reason why the Raikou didn't switch into this onto this Galvantula. Obviously, Boardatic switched reading of potential sticky webs, but instead he goes for the Thunder Wave, and it's just a kind of a throwaway turn. It's a lot of wasted momentum here with this Galv. But anyways, now we see the Volt Switch come out, and you see it does a decent chunk that was with a crit, but that Volt Switch on the other turn would have been a lot better. Tyranitar switches into the Mystical Fire, eats it up, obviously. And then we see the Heavy Slam come out to pick up the kill on the Hatterene. So an easy drop on the Hatterene. Mienshao comes out putting a lot of pressure, but I think it clicks U-turn this turn. Yep, sure does. And we see the Alolan Sandslash come back out. And this is another turn. Obviously, just another not great turn in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is obviously the defog to get rid of the pitcher rocks. Sandslash came in set rocks earlier. You want defog, get rid of rocks. I understand predicting that, but at the end of the day, he switched for whatever reason, and you got rid of your own rocks. And like I said, trying to predict that is okay, but the turn there, in my opinion, is always the U-turn. Get that momentum. Instead of defogging, because here's the thing, if he sets rocks and you U-turn, you bring out Sandslash for free. Excadrill for free. So I just feel like that's another wasted turn where like all the momentum is just sucked out of the match. U-turns on this turn though into the Galv and gets a free flip turn on the Alomoa. Galvantula obviously now very low HP. Bax comes into the Raikou. Eats a Shadow Ball. Very interesting to see that Shadow Ball come out. I would have definitely expected Electric Move to come out. I feel like that's just, well, I guess Excadrill can come out, but I feel like that's just stronger to the team. But anyways, Bandit Glaive Rush is able to 2-hit KO the Alolan Sandslash. Mienshao comes out, of course, forcing. Skeledirge comes out. And we see, I believe, is a Will-O-Wisp. This is a kind of another misplay here. I get wanting to burn the Mienshao, but Mienshao is obviously not going to stay in. It's more than likely choice. But your burn doesn't do anything on any of the other Pokemon besides Alomoa, opening it up to like Hex later in the match. But like he has a Chiyu. I feel like either this should have just been Chip on the Chiyu, or a switch. Either way, Tyranitar comes back out, eats the Dark Pulse, and we see a Stone Edge here. And there's a big chunk to this Mienshao. Corv comes back in. See a U-turn again. Chiyu comes out, once again putting a lot of pressure on the Corv. And we see the Corv sack here. To be honest, I don't hate this play. You don't want to risk Tyranitar getting chipped a lot, and you need to get some of that momentum back. And it's very unfortunate, like, to sack a Pokemon, but Corv is kind of limited in this match. The only thing it can really do is potentially outstall Moa and Mienshao a little bit. But I don't actually hate this play. I think it's one of the better plays that Vortex has made so far in this match. Trying to get that momentum back because once again he gets the extra drill in for free. And we see a crit Earthquake does a pretty big chunk to this Alomomola. This is Adamant Soft Sand, so this is a very tanky Pokemon, obviously. So here we see the Bax Caliber come out, and this is another series of plays that, in my opinion, just don't make any sense. So the Wish comes out, obviously, usually Protect is coming out. The Bax Caliber goes for Earthquake. There's no reason for Earthquake to come out in this situation. We already seen Glaive Rush did a huge chunk. I don't know if it can 2-hit KO the Alomomola from this point, but clicking Earthquake just makes no sense because everything on this team dies to something that is an Earthquake. So unfortunately, we see an Earthquake on the Protect, which means Alomomola is just free to stay in on the next Protect. Flip turns out, free momentum given back to Board Addict. As you can see, you're probably see in the chat, I said yikes because that just wasn't a good play. We see the Aura Sphere come out, and I don't know if Vortex knew that this Aura Sphere was coming out. Once again, this is a play where it's like I don't even actually hate it because it helps Vortex get his momentum back. But the problem is he's forced to make these plays because of how much momentum he lost earlier in the game. See T-Tar coming out, get up the sand, and bait the Raikou into another Aura Sphere, which is phenomenal. Gives you a free Skeledirge. Torch Song on the Switch does a decent chunk to the Skeledirge. To the Chi-Yu. And this is another play right here where it's like we have these 3 sacks, and none of these sacks are, like I said, bad plays. I don't even hate staying in with the Skeledirge there. I think Skeledirge was kind of expected to live because I think in the last match, Skeledirge with a Cobra Berry lived the Dark Pulse, but this is a Specs Chi-Yu, so it was able to kill even through the Dark Pulse. Through the Cobra Berry. So I understand why he stayed in that play just to try to get it, hopefully live and get a little extra more damage on the Chi-Yu. Unfortunately, though, is able to kill the Dirge. And it sucks because, like I said, these sacks aren't really bad plays. They're actually some of the best plays that Vortex has made to keep himself in this game, to keep himself coming in and out of the game. They're not terrible plays, but the problem is he's forced into making these plays because of how much momentum he gave up early. Anyways, Extra Drills comes in, and it's in a pretty good spot. We see an Earthquake come in. I would have loved to have seen an SD on that turn, but I get not wanting to risk it. A nice Swords Dance on the Wish, and then we see a Rapid Spin. My biggest problem with this play is, so I talked to Vortex a little bit after the game, and I asked him why he did the Rapid Spin, and he said he wanted to be faster outside of Sand. And I get that. Once Sand's not going to last forever, so you need to be able to be faster outside of Sand, especially when you're at +2. The biggest problem is that you have a lot of Sand turns left. He had 3 turns, so after that play, he would have had a decent amount of Sand turns left, and it would have been enough to pick off whatever's remaining. Very unfortunate though to see that Rapid Spin right there, because once again that was another misplay, and we see that. Oh, sorry, I should have paused that. We see that this Mienshao is Scarf, which is another reason why that Rapid Spin actually didn't matter. Obviously, Vortex didn't know that ahead of time, so I kind of understand. Oh, if I spin, I'm faster than everything, but you have to account for other things that are faster, and especially since that Mienshao came right out, there's a good chance it's faster, which means your play has to be to reposition, get rid of sack the Galv or even sack Tyranitar, bring back out Excadrill to continue the game. Unfortunately, just a big series of misplays from Vortex. I think Board Addict actually played this great. Really and truthfully, he just basically, he got momentum when he needed it. Didn't really make any crazy misplays. Kind of clicked buttons on what was in front of him, and did what he needed to do to win this match solidly. It's just unfortunate to see Vortex. Like I said, he's a friend of mine, so I'm not trying to like shit on him. He knows, like he already knows some of this criticism that I'm telling y'all about because I talked to him about it after the game, and yeah, it's just like not great plays. Killing all your momentum early, like absolutely destroying it. Being forced into sacks to regain momentum, and unfortunately, like that, the Glaive Rush misplay or the Earthquake misplay on Bex Caliber instead of going Glaive Rush, and that last rapid spin weren't good because I think the what could have easily have happened on that play is I skipped all the way back to the front. That is my fault. Let me try and get to the turn I was on. I meant to I meant to do previous turn and accidentally clicked the first turn. But from that position with the Excadrill, it was in a really good spot because of this Swords Dance. So I don't know what was going through Board Addict's head, if he was just thinking about trying to get as much damage as possible in the situation, or thinking about passing the Wish onto another Pokemon. Vortex is very lucky here with the burn. So if we Earthquake this turn, you're left with 2 turns, right? So this is turn 3. Yep, 2 turns left, no more. From this position, Bordak is forced to either go 2 of his Pokemon that die to Earthquake, or Mienshao, which also probably dies to Earthquake because it's this +2 Soft Sand Adamant boosted. From that position, that's a 1 game. Because either both of these Pokemon get sacked, and Mienshao is forced to close combat through the rest of Vortex's team, and Excadrill can just pick it off because its defenses are lowered, or he goes Mienshao, and then you just bring back out Tyranitar, refresh your sand turns, and win. Either way, just not a good game. Just a lot of misplays there from Vortex. It's very sad to see a season come to an end. He had a phenomenal regular season, 9-1, and it's just, yeah, a rough match there. I think this is the hardest I've analyzed a match ever because I watched it live, and obviously because Vortex is my friend, the entire time I'm just like keying in on everything he's doing, and I'm just like, wow, wow. Hopefully this isn't overly negative. Like I said, he is my friend, and all the stuff I'm telling y'all now, I've told him directly. Was straight up just like, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but like, he made some pretty bad plays. So anyways, very unfortunate to see a season come to the end. This does mean that I will be playing Board Addict and the Minnesota Glow Kings in my finals match. The SADL finals has been drawn up, I guess you could say. So I will see y'all. I will probably be making something later in the week to talk about the awards finals. I have all the finalists voting. All the final voting for the seasonal awards in. So I will probably make. I'm not exactly sure. We'll either do a live stream or just make a video to announce it. Either way, we'll find out. I'm not exactly sure. But until then, everybody be safe. And I'll see y'all next time.